זה בסדר, אני לא אשם, כי זה רצון השם. אני הולך לא רואה את הסוף, מאמין שיהיה רק טוב. אני קטן, כן אני קטן, התמונה גדולה, וכל מה שקורה זה סבבה, לא מפחד משום דבר, כי אני בידיים של אבא, של אבא שלי. הכל משמיים, עצום את העיניים, הכל משמיים, עצום את העיניים.
Rabotai, welcome back to Dalet Amot Shel Halacha. Elo LaKadosh Baruch Hu Be'olamo Ela Arba Amot Shel Halacha Belvad. Today we are continuing in Simon Reish Tadik Tet in Halacha Aleph, part 9 of the Shu'ur. This will be the completion for Halacha Aleph. We're going to do a small review before we start the Yesh Omrim. We spoke about in part 8 that if a person was drinking during the day before sunset on Shabbat, we explained that it's not in the bread meal, because had it been in the bread meal, you would be able to continue even after nightfall. So the halacha said that if a person was not in the bread meal and he was drinking, we explained that if it became dark according to the Shulchan Aruch, you would have to stop. The Mishnah Berurah said that not only when it's dark, meaning when the 3 stars come out, even during twilight, after sunset, you already have to stop. That is what we saw inside. But then we did see, in the opinion of Rav David Yosef Shlita, on which beverages is this going on. So we saw 2 views. We saw the stringent opinion that said it goes on alcoholic beverages and light drinks, like Coke, Sprite, things like that. That if a person was drinking during the day of Shabbat before sunset, and now the sun set, Rav David Yosef said you have to stop. The only thing we're going to allow you to drink after sunset, even after when the 3 stars come out, even before you do Havdalah, is water or seltzer, which has no flavor. However, we did see the lenient opinion that Rav David Yosef Shlita brought. Over there, he says clearly that even soft drinks, Coca-Cola, Sprite, oranges, all these types, milk, sugar with coffee, tea with sugar, all these things, Rabotai, we saw Rav David Yosef Shlita say that if you want to go ahead and be lenient, you are able to use up the 13.5 minutes of the Geonim. You're allowed to use it up for yourself. Is when are we going to tell you have to stop right after sunset? That's specifically going on alcoholic beverages. But make no mistake, once the Zman of the Geonim, once the 13.5 minutes have finished, you're no longer allowed to drink, not even the soft drinks, nothing except water or seltzer, like we mentioned in part 8 of the Shi'ur. Today we want to continue with the V'yesh Omrim in general. Whenever you learn Halacha, there's something that's called Stam, and there's something that's called V'yesh Omrim. Stam meaning that it's anonymous. He didn't say Yesh Omrim, there are those that say. He just taught it the way it is. Like we saw over here, he says, Asur lechol shum davar, etc. He doesn't say Yesh Omrim. But now, in the end of the halach, he's telling you v'yesh omrim, and there are those that say. So the rule is, whenever you have stam v'yesh omrim, 99% of the time, the reason I'm saying 99 because there are times that we're going to go with the yesh omrim and not the stam, because as we'll see of the brachot problem, or there's problems that come up. But 99% of the time, whenever you have a halacha that says stam v'yesh, halacha is like stam. So you're going to ask me a question, so if the halakha is like stam, why are we learning the V'yesh Omrim? If the Shulchan Aruch wrote it down, then it's important to learn it. This is Rabotai, what means Torah Lishma. You know, Baruch Hashem B'lei Hara have the zechut have been able to do for the past 2 years Masechet Eruvin. That's one of the Gemaras I teach, is Masechet Eruvin. Besides the other Gemaras I teach. One of them is Masechet Eruvin. And a lot of people, Rabotai, put it to you like this. The class started off with 22 people. It's down to 4 people, maybe 5 people, maybe. Where everybody go, Rabotai, very simple. It's what I call you throw in the white towel. They said, why do we have to learn Masechet Eruvin if it does not apply to us? Rabotai, so why did Hashem bring it into the world? Why is it written down? why did the Chavetz Chaim, the Shulchan Aruch, Rav Yosef Kar, why did they waste their time bringing halachot of Eruvin? You might tell me it's maybe for Talmidei Chachamim, for Rabbanim. No, Rabotai. We have to learn Torah, even though the Torah says clearly you should learn Torah wherever your heart desires. But Rabotai, real L'Shem Shamayim halacha learning or Gemara learning, even if it's not applicable, which is not true, because there's a lot of things over there which is beautiful, but even if it's not applicable, that's the way you think, but you're learning Hashem's Torah. What difference does it make to you if you're learning this Torah or if you're learning this Torah? It's the same Hashem's Torah. What's the difference if you're learning Masechet Barachot, Masechet Shabbat, Masechet Pesachim, Masechet Yomah versus Masechet Eruvin? I know it's hard. People say it's impossible, it's difficult. Rabotai, nothing is hard. Nothing is hard. When you have Rashi, you have everything. In any event, this Yesh Omrim that we're going to speak about, we'll see towards the end. The Ramah is going to tell us that the minhag is not like this Yesh Omrim. So what we're learning right now, we're learning only for learning, and it's not halacha l'maaseh, meaning it's not practical halacha. V'yesh Omrim, there are those that say, Dahani Mili, these words that the Shulchan Aruch said regarding if a person was sitting and eating during the day, excuse me, and then it became dark that he doesn't have to stop, comes the Yesh Omrim and they say, no, Dahani Mili, this halach of the Shulchan Aruch, Besavik HaShecha, that specifically during twilight, you don't have to stop. Aval bevade HaShecha, but for sure, when it's dark, even if you were eating, even if you were sitting and eating during the day, and now it became dark, meaning when the 3 stars came out, according to the world of the Geonim, pores mapa, you gotta go ahead and you gotta spread out a covering, umafdil, you have to do havdalah, v'gomer esodoto, and then you have to go back and continue your meal. Comes the Ramah says, v'aminag pashut kesvara harishona. The minhag is simple like the first opinion. So let's just do the Mishnah Berurah Sivkat and Vav, and then we'll just give a small overview. In Sivkat and Vav it says, V'yesh omrim dahani mil v'chulu. So the Mishnah Berurah says, Kayi al ma shekatav b'de'a kamaita. These Yesh Omrim are going back on what the first opinion was written in the Shulchan Aruch, which is what? So he says, De bitchil mi be'od yom. When he began during the day, to eat. Ein tzarich lahafsik afilu kishenaseh v'atei hashecha. He says clearly you don't have to stop, even if it became 100% dark, meaning when the 3 stars came out. U'l'de'ezo tzarich lahafsik. But according to these Yesh Omrim, Rabotai, just get the terminology. Yesh Omrim means there are those that say it's easier to say it in Hebrew and it goes nicer. It's more smooth. The teaching is smoother. But according to this opinion, the Yesh Omrim, tzarich lafsik, they're going to disagree with the stam. They're going to tell you you do need to stop once it becomes dark, meaning when the 3 stars come out. Aval, however, but when it comes to doing the mitzvah the best possible way, when it comes to starting the meal, there's no difference between the Yesh Omrim, this opinion, and the first opinion, which is the stam. There's no difference when it comes to beginning the meal. The avla de kamaita, that even according to the first opinion, which is the stam, asur latchil echol afilu b'sav kashecha. It's forbidden for you to eat even when it's twilight. Again, Rabotai, we saw that according to the Geonim, it's mutar. You have to remember that this is in the world of Rabbeinu Tam. Alright, Rabbi, so you're always going to have to go back and forth when you're dealing with Rabbeinu Tam and the Geonim. So in any event, so what is the Mishnah Berurah telling us over here? That he said when it comes to lechatchila, when it comes to beginning the meal the best possible way, they're going to tell you that there's no difference between the Yesh Omrim and the Stam, that they're both going to tell you that it is forbidden for a person to begin during twilight. You're not allowed to begin a bread meal during twilight. But the argument is in the end of the meal. When do you stop the meal? So the Stam is going to tell you you're allowed to continue. There's no need to stop. If you began during the day, you're allowed to continue even after when the 3 stars come out. But the Yesh Omrim are going to tell you no. This halacha where he tells you don't have to stop with the Stam opinion, that's only good during twilight, during Ben Hashmashot. However, once nightfall hits for sure, meaning once the three stars come out, according to the Yesh Omrim, is going to tell you have to go ahead and you have to spread out a covering on the bread. You have to go ahead and do the Havdalah, and then you can go back and finish your meal. But the Rama said, "V'minhag pashut kisvara harishona." The minhag is very simple, like the first opinion. Now, Rabotai, I just want to see something over here 1 second. Make sure that there's nothing missing. Yes. And number 4 in the Tzionim, Rabbi Dahani brings down, V'chen pasku b'chazon Ovadia, v'Kav HaChaim, v'Or L'Tzion, Chacham Ovadia, the Kav HaChaim, and Rabbeinu Abu Shaul, all paskin like this Ramah, that the custom is like the first opinion, that if a person began to eat during the day, before the sun set, and according to us, in the world of the Geonim, even during twilight, we're going to tell you allowed to continue even after when the 3 stars come out, and you don't have to stop. However, according to the opinion of the Yesh Omrim, they're going to tell you, no, when the Shulchan Aruch says you don't have to stop, you're going to use that logic that's only during twilight you don't have to stop if you began during the day, meaning before sunset. But if once 3 stars came out for sure, these Yesh Omrim are going to tell you you have to go ahead and stop, just spread a cover, do Havdalah, and then go ahead and complete your meal. But Rabotai, we did see that when it comes to beginning the meal, the Stam and the Yesh, they're going to agree to each other. They're both all going to say that everything has to be done before sunset, meaning you need to start the bread meal before sunset. Rabotai, we do conclude Halacha Aleph for Simon Reish Tzadik Tet. Just want to show you something. After we did all these Shu'urim, I want to read the Halacha from the beginning until the end, and look how smooth it comes out now that we have everything clear. Let's do the Halacha one more time, because that's it. After this, we're moving on to Halacha Bet. Asur lechol shum davar. One is not allowed to eat anything. Or afilu l'shtot yain, or even to drink wine. Or shar mashkim, or other beverages. Chutz mimayim, except water. Mishtecheshach ashi avdil. From sunset, the way we were learning it in the Mishnah world, from sunset until you do Havdalah. Aval im haya yoshev ve'ochel mi'bod yom chashchalo. But if you were sitting during the day and you were eating, and then night fell on you, ein tzarich lafsik. That means when the 3 stars came out, you don't have to stop. Afilu mishtiya, it's brought down in the name of the Beit Yosef, that even if you were drinking in a bread meal, you don't have to stop even after when the 3 stars come out. But what happens if a person was sitting and he was drinking during the day before sunset, and now it became dark on him, meaning the 3 stars came out, according to the Mishnah Berurah, even during twilight after sunset, tzarich lavsik, you do need to stop. There are those that want to say that this whole halach of the Shulchan Aruch that tells you that you don't have to stop when the 3 stars come out, it's not going on the 3 stars, rather it's going besafik chashecha. When the Shulchan Aruch is going to tell you that if you're sitting and eating during the day, and now the night fell, you don't have to stop, these rabbis are going to come and tell him, no, we're going to use that you don't have to stop for twilight, you don't have to stop since you began before sunset. But aval bevate hashecha, but once it became for sure dark, when the 3 stars came out, afilu haya yoshev ve'ochel. The novelty of here is, even if you were sitting and eating, forget about drinking, the chiddush is sitting and eating, where we tell you that the food is able to throw it over even after nightfall. He tells you, even if you were sitting and eating before sunset, doesn't matter. Pores mapa, throw a covering over the table, umavdil, and do havdalah, vegomer sudato, and then you are able to come back and continue your meal. And then we saw the Ramah. The Ramah said, "Minhag pashud kiswara harishona." The minhag is simple, like the first opinion of the Stam, and we saw who also agrees with that. Chacham Ovadia Yosef, the Kav HaChaim, and Rabbeinu Abba Shaul. Rabotai, look at the difference when you do the halacha after you have the Mishnah Berurah, the Biur Halacha, the Shari Rabbi Dahan's teachings. Now when you do halacha, it's like this. And And by the way, when I do the halacha, you have to, in my mind, it's automatically programming what we learned on that piece. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And this is in reality was what the Beit Yosef did. When the Beit Yosef wrote his Beit Yosef, when he wrote the Pirush of the Beit Yosef, he wanted to go ahead and just tell you when you go to the Shulchan Aruch, when you're going to read the Shulchan, not over here, when you're going to read the Shulchan Aruch, what's going to be? You're going to have to automatically remember what I said in the Beit Yosef. Same thing over here, Rabotai. When you read the Shulchan Aruch, you have to remember what the Mishnah Berurah said, what the Biur Halacha said, the Shartion. Again, halacha, what's not halacha, Rabotai? You need to know. In any event, have a great day. B'lineda Bezrat Hashem. We will start tomorrow with halacha bet in Siman Reish Tzadik Tet. Have a great day.